How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We are officially on to build number 10 in this Andor MOC building series. I again really appreciate everyone that has tuned in so far to this series. It means a lot. MOC number 10 is based on episode 10, funny enough, and it's the scene when Luthen meets up with the undercover ISB agent on Coruscant and gives one of the best monologues in all of Star Wars.
And what do you sacrifice?
So what do I sacrifice? Everything!
Wow, what a feeling.
It was time to start building. I had a base already built from an earlier MOC in the series. I filled in the gaps with some filler brick and then began building up the floor. I wanted to incorporate some retired LEGO colors into this MOC, like light gray and dark gray. The scene takes place on Coruscant's Underworld, which is a dark, grungy, and not a well-kept area, so these colors will add a nice roughness to the surface to show some wear and tear. I wanted the ground to have some greeble designs. I had a lot of fun with this MOC because I got to make it a little bit more abstract. I used snot for a lot of the greebled parts, like putting these ladder pieces on their sides to create this large vent. I experimented with a lot of different greeble designs, trying to figure out what looks best. I didn't want anything to stand out too much. I wanted it to be seamless when you look around the MOC. Next, I needed to start building up the main structure and the bridge. I used a lot of those snot bricks to build up the right side of the building and used two designs I used in the Morlana 1 MOC for the bridge. I added some lights to the building using white tiles and rounded tiles. I also added some more greebled pipe details using dark bluish gray hot dog pieces and bar pieces.
Hot diggity dog.
It took me a while to finalize the door design and came up with this. I thought it matched what we see in the show pretty well. It was time to build up the back of the MOC some more to stabilize and lock everything in. I used a lot of support pieces and large bricks. I then worked on extending the bridge a little more. The building is mostly done now. I don't want to make it too tall. I added a little power box and more piping greebles. I decided I wanted to build a large column that would stand behind the bridge. I felt like there was too much empty space there and the column would break up some of that space. I added the same light design I used throughout so it would match the rest of the MOC. I then added a black rounded roof to the column to match the black roof I'll add to the main building. Now that the column is done, I needed to add the finishing touches to the light bluish gray building. I analyzed every little detail, trying to make sure I like everything and that it fits the style of the MOC. I also like to experiment to see if another piece might look better in a certain area. I built up the building a little more and then added a black roof to it using the same design I've been using throughout this build series. I then added the minifigures and other details like bags, crates, and other space trash. Now that the MOC is done, I take pictures in my lightbox and edit them in Photoshop.